this book. Virgo is August 23rd to September 23rd. September 23rd. Let's start with a quote. Success is the sum of details. Success is the sum of details. Harvey S. Firestone. So let's let that sink in for a minute. Success is the sum of details. Tingles, tingles. Does that quote speak to you? According to this book, however, Virgo is August 24th through September 22nd. So, it says, like Gemini, Virgo is a mutable sign ruled by the speedy planet Mercury, but its element is Earth. Well-grounded when at their best, Virgos are practical thinkers, capable of bringing structure to the lives of those around them. However, when beset by their sensitive nervous and digestive systems, Virgo can become their own worst enemy. Virgos are wonderful organizers who are appreciated by any group of which they are a part, but their private lives are their own, and they can be very secretive about them. On the astrological wheel, Virgo's color is a yellowish shade of green that holds a warm glow, yet Virgos in love. Virgos in love can be tasteful, discriminating, attractive, closed, unemotional, silent. Their interactive style is cool, unimpressed, unflappable. The Virgo first date. Virgos can be particularly non-committal and standoffish on the first date. Highly critical and guarded. They usually keep their feelings to themselves, giving little away about whether or not they like you. It is best not to intrude on their space. Do not crowd them or push them to say if they're having a good time or not. Virgo first dates will want to impress you with their appearance, so be sure to remark on how nice they look. You will be expected to make things interesting for them by indulging in wit, irony, wordplay, and conversation featuring interesting topics and insightful commentary. When they fall silent, it doesn't necessarily imply anything negative about you, so just go on about your spiel. The Virgo romantic partner. The fringe benefits of Virgo romantic partners become apparent when scheduling travel, making arrangements and reservations, and planning for the future. Virgos will leave a little room for error in their shrewd calculations and need to put such matters in order. Sometimes you will wish they did not need to pin down everything so precisely and left a bit of wiggle room for last-minute changes, but for the most part, they will spare you a lot of time and trouble. Generally, Virgos serve the relationship rather than their partners and strive to preserve its integrity as well as its limits. It just started raining, can you hear it? Virgo partners can be structured, orderly, prepared, compulsive, tight, unyielding, calculated, precise, and orderly. The Virgo spouse. Even the most independent Virgos are able to quite naturally move into the sphere of marriage and become excellent homemakers and providers. Although they can drive their mates crazy with their insistence on order, they are often curiously lax in cleaning up their own private work and living space. Such areas may seem sloppy. In fact, are arranged according to some Virgos' strange logic, recognized only by them. Although Virgo spouses will work hard, they won't necessarily like it, often preferring to do the minimum of what is required and then relax and enjoy themselves. They shine in emergency situations and are there when needed. The Virgo friend. The Virgo friend. Supportive. Helpful. Constant. Caring. Critical. Involved. Virgo friends can be extremely supportive and helpful. They seem to know when you really need them, and even if they have been out of touch with you for some time, they often pop up at just the right moment. Although Virgos in general can be very needy individuals, Virgo friends find it difficult to ask for direct assistance. Such appeals are a long time coming, so when they finally do come, they should be taken seriously. Contact with Virgo friends need not be frequent, but once in every few weeks or a couple of months. It's good to give them a call or send them an email, bringing them up to date on your activities. The Virgo parents. Fond of making rules and regulations, Virgo parents seek to protect and defend their individual children. They are likely to structure every aspect of their lives in an effort to spare them pain and keep them from harm. Such controlling attitudes are not always appreciated by the children as they grow up and seek to be often foster rebellion by refusing to acknowledge such demands for freedom, insisting on their children's absolute obedience while they are still underage. Wise children will not oppose Virgo parents directly, but will seek to keep their own wishes and activities to themselves whenever possible. The Virgo Sibling. The Virgo Sibling. Do not mistake the quietude of a Virgo sibling for weakness, usually quite sure of their own power. Virgo siblings do not seek to direct attention to themselves needlessly, content to work on their own. They will rarely ask for help of any kind unless they truly need it. Virgo siblings can adjust well to their place in the pecking order. As the oldest, they will be more assertive. As the middle, they will become more adaptable, and as the youngest, they will be agreeable and often delightful. Their family loyalties are high, and they will stick by them. Their siblings through thick and thin. Thick and thin. The Virgo Child. The Virgo Child. Dutiful children, Virgos can be the mainstay of the family, making their contributions year after year without complaint. Yet if they feel unappreciated, taken for granted, or downright ignored, sooner or later their resentment will build to an intolerable level and finally explode. Thus it is best to take notice of them and give them perks for their helpfulness. Although Virgo children can be models of good behavior, they also have a highly critical and judgmental side when it comes to their parents. Literalists. Virgo children will insist that their parents keep their word. Parents of these children quickly learn that they must not make promises lightly. Promises lightly. Virgos are terrific organizers. Terrific organizers. And even when they're capable of far greater or more creative contributions, they often find themselves forced into the role of manager and overseer of details because they do it so well. I can think of any number of talented Virgos I've encountered who struggle with this issue, and I felt deeply frustrated by their continual assignation to this role when they longed for more freedom to use their many other talents. Not all Virgos can succumb to the pressure to keep everyone else's lives running efficiently, but many do. They need to be useful, and their inescapable attunement to all the bits and pieces exert such a powerful hold over them that they often can't shake it off. Shake it off. The fictional character of Dr. Spock of Star Trek fame is, as many astrologers agree, an uncannily perfect representation of the classic Virgo type, a being on whom everyone depends for a sane and logical approach and superior problem-solving skills. Spock is also from Vulcan, a mythical, or as some claim, undiscovered planet that has always been associated with the zodiological sign of Virgo. Astrologer Linda Goodman believed, as others have, that Virgo is was actually ruled by Vulcan, not Mercury. Mythologically, Vulcan was the son of Jupiter, and intriguingly, his feast day was August 23rd, Virgo's traditional starting point on the zodiacal wheel. Logical thinking tends to come naturally to Virgos, as it did to Spock, but emotions are a bit more difficult to handle for those born under this earthly sign, as they were for Spock, who claimed not to possess them. Virgos don't easily reveal their feelings, but when they do, they're apt to suddenly erupt. Curiously, Vulcan is associated with a volcano, and then just as suddenly drop back into themselves. Being in control is clearly one of Virgo's biggest priorities, and those born under this sign seem to need to feel to analyze or make sense of their emotions instead of just allowing them. Feel the need to analyze or make sense of their emotions rather than just feeling them. If you have Virgo anywhere in your chart, did you feel like any of these descriptors matched a part of you? A part of you. Happy birthday, Virgos. Happy birthday, Virgos.